Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Amanda Dittlinger and I am a neurodivergent woman. I have autism, ADHD, aphantasia, and a rare memory disorder called SDAM, which stands for severely deficient autobiographical memory. Boom, 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 boom. So today's video, I don't really talk about ADHD very often, but in today's video, that's kind of the main focus. And kind of also like time. So time blindness is a common ADHD trait where people who have ADHD just either lose track of time or, well, I mean, I guess basically that, losing track of time. One question that I want to pose to you though is to think about, how do you think about a calendar? And this is actually quite interesting when talking about aphantasia too. So aphantasia is the inability to voluntarily bring images in your mind's eye. So a lot of times when people, because I've had conversations with people, when they think about a calendar, they might actually visualize like either their phone calendar or their paper calendar that they actually use. They might visualize just a calendar floating up in the air of like what the month might look like. But as somebody with aphantasia, I don't picture anything in my mind's eye, especially a calendar. Now, separate from that, it's interesting how people sometimes think about calendars and timelines. So if you are to think about a calendar, do you think about November, like it's November right now, so November trailing into December, trailing into January as one linear line, or do you think of it as a block, a chunk? Like, this is November, and December doesn't happen until you flip the page to December. So it's not like linear to me. It's like we are in November, and it is really hard for my ADHD brain to think ahead to December until December starts. Sometimes this happens to me on a week-to-week basis. Like if I'm in the middle of this week, I cannot think ahead to next week unless I'm very intentionally working on it. Ooh, okay. I had my space heater on down there. It's very cold, but I think that was getting kind of loud. Okay. Calendars, weeks, ADHD brain. So my birthday is on December 4th. So the problem with that is I never think to plan anything for my birthday until December 1st. And as an adult, it is almost impossible to get a group of friends together in 3 or 4 days. I was actually surprised. I thought about it this week, and I guess it's because today is Tuesday and my birthday is on Sunday. And the way that I think of weeks start on Monday and on Sunday. And so I was actually, oh, my birthday is part of this week. So it kind of flipped from the whole calendar thing that my brain usually does. I hope you're following this because I know it's crazy talk, right? So I was thinking slightly ahead by a couple extra days. Oh my gosh, my birthday's at the end of the week and I really would like to celebrate it with people. So I quickly, spontaneously, because sometimes ADHD people do this, threw out an invitation to a group of about 8 of my friends. I don't know if that was including me or not, but let's just say 8 of my friends. And then immediate regrets, because it's like, oh, but what if this person comes and then this person doesn't come? And does this person really like to hang out with this person? You know, when you try to mix friend groups. Now, most of my friends all like each other and it's totally fine, but the autistic side of me with social anxiety, it was just like, oh, will anybody even come at all? Because I know that certain friends have restrictive diets and I don't know if this restaurant, and do I pick a generic restaurant, or do I pick a restaurant I actually want to go to for my birthday? Is it about the food? Is it about the friends? Like, seriously, it's exhausting. And the thing is, I mean, I'm turning 43, and on the one hand, it's like, okay, it's a birthday, it's not that big a deal. And on the other hand, it's like, I don't want to not have a marker for my birthday. Like, hey, you know, like, I would like to celebrate my day, but I don't want to plan it, but I don't want a surprise party. And There's no really a good win-win situation. I think the most ideal situation would be for a very close friend to ask me if they would want to plan a party for me, knowing what would be in my comfort zone, and I'd say yes or no, and then they do all the planning and they do it and tell me ahead of time. Like, no surprise party, but it would be a surprise for a friend to come to me and say, hey, I'd like to organize a birthday dinner for you, at a restaurant that I know you're comfortable with. That I think would be ideal. But, I don't know. As an adult, I guess maybe there are friends that do things like that for people, but that isn't really something that my friends would do, I don't think. I don't know. Birthdays in general are a very sore subject for me. Every year I get a lot of depression and anxiety around my birthdays because of how many years in a row, as an undiagnosed autistic and ADHD person, my birthdays were bad, where literally nobody showed up to my parties. My 16th birthday, for instance, I was very excited about. Luckily, hey, this is where my memory disorder comes in. I actually don't remember it. I just know that it happened. I know the story about it. But when I was 16, I had planned some fairly large party at my house and nobody came. Literally nobody showed up for my sweet 16. And it's just, I always have that hesitancy to invite people. And already for this spontaneous, hey, I know it's last minute, can y'all get together? I've already gotten pretty much, I think everyone but one person so far has said no, and I haven't heard from a couple, but still, yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of actually curious how birthdays are for most autistic people, because there's a lot of societal expectations set up around birthdays, and it's hard, especially as part of the unmasking process, to figure out, okay, well, what do I, Amanda, really want for my birthday? Is it the what it seems like should be cool for a birthday party for a 43-year-old, or is it, what would be a celebration for me? I don't know. Like, it's a really interesting question I need to spend more time on. And the only problem is I waited till the last minute and I don't got any time to plan anything. So now at this point it's like, okay, well, maybe we'll order some dinner in or something and I don't have to cook. I mean, I love to cook, but sometimes on your birthday you don't want to cook. Or maybe you do. I don't know. This is an Amanda Rambles video. I would love to hear your thoughts, especially on the calendar thing. That's really interesting to me. I like to learn how other people visualize or think about, if you have aphantasia, time. As far as calendar days, like, do your calendar days run together? Are they chunks? Do you think of it as a continual loop? It's interesting. I mean, it's also something a lot of people don't actually think about how they think about, and that's always kind of fun to me. All right, so thank you for watching this video. Make sure to hit subscribe if you want some more interesting content. I think it's interesting content about autism, ADHD, aphantasia, and SDAM. And until the next one, guys, thank you so much.